Sometimes we're asked to evaluate algebraic expressions. In these expressions that I have here, I'm asking you to evaluate them when x has a value of 10. So for the first one where I've got x plus 8, it becomes 10 plus 8. That answer is 18. The next one, 10 plus 49 is 59. If I have x plus x, it becomes 10 plus 10, which is 20. X minus x will be 10 minus 10, which is 0. 7 minus 10 is negative 3. And 42 minus 10 is 32. What we have done when doing this kind of process with algebra is called substitution. So we have substituted a value for our pronumeral. So that can be given to you just how I said there with an algebraic expression, or you can be given it in a table form. So what we have to do here is all our top row is our x values, and our bottom row here is our expression that we actually have to follow. And our rule is that we have to add 3 onto every x value. So you can see from the top line to get to the bottom line, each time 3 has been added. So any of these missing places, all we have to do is look at our top number and add 3. So 4 plus 3, 5 plus 3, 6 plus 3, 10 plus 3, 100 plus 3. So with the rule over here in the table, it can be written there, or it might be given to you in a form where it's written above or below the table, and that just tells you what to do. Substitution, the process that you've just looked at, is when we replace variables or pronumerals with numbers. So here we have an algebraic expression of 6m minus 2. I'm going to ask you to find its value when m equals 3. Now, we have to be careful here that we don't write down 63, because 6m actually means 6 times 3. So we need to rewrite it with our times sign in. So 6 times, instead of m, we replace it with a 3, and then we take 2 away. So 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 2 is 16. I can have a question where I've got to find the value of x squared. If x equals 3, 3 squared would be 9. 3 times 3 is 9. We have to be careful when we're squaring numbers if we have a negative value. So if x is negative 3, to square negative 3, it means minus 3 times minus 3. Now minus times a minus gives us a positive answer, so it's still a positive 9. Be careful of those ones. So if we were to substitute in a equaling 5 and b equaling 10, let's see if this is true. So I would now have 5 for my a value on both sides and 10 for my b value. So on this left hand side I get 15, and on my right hand side I get 15. So what this is saying is basically whenever I have any numbers at all, if I reverse the order, it still gives me the same value. So we would say it's true. What about if I did minusing in a different order? So again, I'm going to use the 5 and 10 for the a's and b's. On my left hand side, I'm going to have 5 minus 10. That works out to be negative 5. On the right hand side, I've got 10 minus 5. That works out to be positive 5. So it's not true. It's a false statement. So if I change the order around for subtraction, I won't have the same value. So the order is really important for subtraction, but it doesn't matter for addition. Let's have a look at multiplication. If I multiply in different orders, will it make any difference? 5 times 10 or 10 times 5? Both sides give me an answer of 50. So it's a true statement, so it doesn't matter what order we multiply. We will get the same answer. Division. Now, if I go 5 divided by 10, that's a half. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Or a half, or 0.5. So those two are not equal, so it's very important what order we write our divisions in, so be careful of that. Here's another table. So instead of written horizontally, this one's written vertically. So I still have n. now that has to be replaced by the given values. So if n is equal to 5, I need to do 6 times my n and take away 3. So 6 times 5 is 30, and then I take 3 away and I'll get 27. 6 times 10 is 60 minus 3 is 57. 6 times 21, that's at 126, and I take away 3, 123. 6 times negative 2, that would be negative 12, and then I take away 3, which would give me negative 15. Sometimes the questions look a bit trickier, so they could involve powers and fractions, and then even with the substitutions you can be asked to substitute in decimals and fractions as well. So you just have to show what you're replacing to get 1 mark and then answer it to get the other. So let's have a look at what's happened here. So the 2 goes where the b was. So 2 squared would be 4. And then I'm minusing c. Minus c is negative 1. So I've got 4 minus minus, which becomes a plus. 4 plus 1 is 5. So I'm going to end up with 5 divided by 5. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. You can now have a look at the booklet from page 2.